So hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a breaklines in HEC-RAS 2D for our flood modeling. So now let's get started. So now we're going to take a look at the breaklines in HEC-RAS. So this is the grids, the 2D, the grid we generated in our previous video. But sometimes, for example, let us consider this particular the bridge which exists here. So sometimes we want the cells to be aligned specifically with the known flow directions, and this is especially in the case bridges, levees, or natural berms. So where we know the direction of the flow will lie, and the brake lines are added to align the cells with such surfaces. So the features like a road. So right now we're gonna add some brake line to our model in this region here. So before that, let me explain about the brake lines. So brake lines are used at the bridges in HEC-RAS 2D to force the mesh to follow the bridge geometry and align the surface along the road or bridge line. So the model represents the hydraulic control more realistically. So they help ensures the flow crosses the bridge in a correct direction, and improves how the deck and embankment and the openings are captured in the 2D solutions. So the importance of the brake lines. So without the brake lines, a coarse 2D mesh may cut across the bridge arbitrarily, which can blur the crust, embankment, or the opening and distorts the water level and velocities. So the brake lines along a linear high ground feature directs a flow through a 2D domain, and that the bridge roadway crossing should be enforced. So the mesh faces aligns with the crossing center line. So in case of for brake lines for bridges, so at bridge cross section, the HEC-RAS uses the bridge curves and the mesh cell spanning the bridge to compute the hydraulic effect. So the lining up the mesh with the structure improves the representation of the head loss and flow exchange through the opening. In practice, enforcing the roadway across a brake line makes the computation more stable and more physically consistent, especially where the road act as a barrier or the control section. So the simple example could be if a road embankment crosses a flood line, so a brake line makes the mesh follow the top of the embankment instead of slicing diagonally through it. So that way, the model can better capture the overtopping, backwaters, and bridge opening flow. So let me get back to HEC-RAS, the RAS mapper interface. So in our model here, the green areas here, which represents the low-lying area, so which is a relatively flat, these greenish areas. So you can able to see this line, light green color, which is relatively flat. So we don't need to adjust the cell in this regions, the flat areas. So as the transition in the water surface elevation from cell to cell will be quite gradual here. So in this green areas. But let us focus on this particular part of the area here. So I can able to see, so these areas so the high grounds here. So actually, which is associated with the bridge here, you can able to see that. Let me turn this off here. I'm gonna turn off the computation points. So right now here, you can able to see the structure here. So which is associated with the bridge across this river here. You can able to see. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to add a brake line to this location here. So to this location, or you can also add a brake line in this here. So in this way, or you can able to see here, you can add a brake line from here, and you can start the brake line and finish it up here. So now we're going to add a brake line to this location so that the cell aligns themselves with the natural direction of flow. So we're gonna add a brake line from here towards this till here. We're gonna add a brake line, so it's gonna align the natural flow direction. So to add a brake line, first we're gonna navigate to this option called to the geometry section here. In that we're gonna select this particular one called 2D flow area. So once you select a 2D flow area, so in that we have this option called brake lines. So gonna select that, and I'm gonna click this option here, and make sure that you click this option, and it's going to appear the tick mark here. And I'm going to right click, and you can click this option called edit geometry. So once you did that, we have this editor tool that appears, geometry editor tool, which appears here. So we are ready to create break lines. So let me align this here. So I'm gonna create a brick line here. So I'm gonna place a point over here using the left click in my mouse. I'm gonna place a brick line here, and followed by I'm gonna place another point, and another point here, and last I'm gonna double click here to complete the brick lines. So it says a window appear, name break line, provide a unique name for the break line here. So I'm gonna leave it as the default as a break line 1, and I'm gonna click OK. So now I've added a break line here. Similarly, I'm gonna add another break line in this side here. You can able to see. So similarly, I'm gonna add another break line. So here I'm gonna add another break line here. So I'm gonna place the point here, and I'm gonna place my second point here, and I'm gonna complete this using double click. So it's gonna be the second break line. So I'm gonna click OK. So once we created the break lines, next we're going to navigate to this option called break lines. So I'm going to right click on this and select this option called open attribute table. So in the attribute table, we have two break lines. So break line 1 and break line 2. So this is the window called break line layer properties. So in the break line layer properties windows here, we can change some features associated with the break lines. So in the feature option here, we have the set of options starting with the name, FID name, and near spacing, near repeat, far spacing, and enforce one cell protection radius. So here the features such as a road, where you have a sudden change in the topography, the flow may accelerate or deaccelerates. So quite rapidly within a short space of what we might want to do is actually to have a smaller cell size in that locations. So here the near spacing is the size of the cell immediately next to the break line here. So which is next to the break lines. So right now we're gonna set default near spacing value here. For example, I'm gonna mention as around 30 meters. So again, the second break line, I'm going to mention the similar value, 30. And next is a near repeats. So this is the simple definition for near spacing. Sets smaller cell spacing for cells immediately adjacent to the break lines. So blank uses a default 2D flow area spacing. A smaller value refines mesh locally. So example, it could be of 25 feet for a high rests near bridges. So it is 24 odd meters. It is in feet. It is in feet. And similarly, the next is a near repeat. So the number of rows of cells using the near spacing, that is 0 or a blank, which is equals to only adjacent cells, and 1 is equals to 1 extra row. So let me get back to HEC-RAS. So the near repeat, the near repeat represents the number of cells that are repeated away from the break lines. At that, the cell size at the near spacing size. So if you leave it blank, it will be just one line. And if you add more, then it could have a multiple lines. So right now let's put one for near repeat here. So I'm gonna add one here, and similarly for the second break line too, I'm gonna add one. So now let's talk about the far spacing here. So a far spacing, a cell spacing for the outermost refined row before transitioning to a default mesh size, helps a gradual mesh coarsening away from the break lines. So let me get back to HEC-RAS. So the far spacing is the distance to which the cells are basically adjusted gradually in size from the break lines to the rest of the mesh in the area. And we can leave it as the default here. So the default is an actual size will be the size of the rest of the cell in the grid, which is effectively So we're gonna add here as 50 meters. So we're gonna add as a 50 meters, and let me mention the second break line too. And last is we have our enforce one cell protection radius. So this checkbox then enforce is a checkbox to activate mesh refinement around the break lines. So right clicking enforce it and clearing the nearby points and adding a new ones to align the cells with that line. So let me get back to our HEC-RAS. So I'm gonna select this. So what this means is if you have a multiple break lines drawing close together, the cell generation one break line won't interfere with the generation of cell around another break line. So if they're in a close proximity. So once you've mentioned the necessary things in the break line layer properties, they're gonna close this. And next, they're gonna navigate to the break lines here. I'm gonna right click on this, and we're gonna click this option called Enforce All Break Lines. So right now here you can able to see here the mesh cell size. You can able to see the difference here. Let me zoom in here. So once we have selected the option, this will generate a near spacing for the cell around the break lines here. You can able to see, and you can see around the break lines we have a new cell generated around the break lines. So right now here I can able to see the cell size is kind of bigger compared to the other cell size around the other cell size. Suppose if you want to reduce the size of this, I can also navigate to this option and you can click this option called Open Attribute Table, and you can adjust the cell size here. So I'm gonna close this. So in this model, I'm gonna implement this particular break line. So you can add as many break lines if you need it. So you can able to see in this model, in this terrain here, we have several bridges in this study region. So you can able to see that. So you can add more break lines to make this model more accurate, to make this model more accurate. So we have a lot of bridges here in this study region. So right now I'm gonna stick to only this particular break line and above model here. So once you made the necessary things here, next make sure that you save this. So to save this, I'm gonna navigate to the break lines. I'm gonna right click on this and make sure that you click this option called Stop Editing, and make sure that you click S to save this. So right now it has it's saving it. And once you did that, next you're gonna click this option called File and make sure that you click Save. So in this video, I have shown you how to create a break lines in HEC-RAS 2D for our flood modeling. So thanks for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel and give us a like.